Hi, everyone. It's Kristen Darcy, and I'm here with another Tell All Tuesday, and I'm with the beautiful Shervonne Coney, who is the founder of Black Women and Infertility. Welcome, my friend.
Well, thank you so much, Kristen. I am very happy to be here today.
I'm so happy to be with you, too. Oh, my gosh. And we're talking about something that, is so near and dear to my heart, my faith. And I love that you agreed to be here to talk about this topic because I have never really addressed it head on. So I'm grateful for you. But why don't you tell us a little bit about, when did Black Women and Infertility begin and how come you started it? I would love to learn that.
Yes. So thank you so much for having this conversation with me. It just so happens that it's a near and dear topic to my heart as well. So I'm so glad to be here. So as you said, my name is Shervonne Coney, and I'm the founder of Black Women and Infertility Group. And this group was created in March of 2015. So this is our third year, and I'm excited. We kicked into a higher gear this year. So I'm excited about that. But I created this group because I myself have had a quite trying fertility journey. And I remember a few years ago, 3 years ago, coming from my doctor's office, and we had just discussed IVF. And as I was driving home from receiving that information, it just came over me how very trying and how very difficult and how very emotional fertility journeys as it relates to IVF can be. And sometimes we feel very alone in that journey. And I just got so emotional. And when I came home, I decided to look for some outlets for what I was feeling, hadn't received this information about what was required for IVF. And so surprisingly, I turned to Facebook. I turned to Facebook of all places, and I was trying to find a group that I really felt comfortable enough to share my journey with. And at that time, I did not find one. I didn't find a group.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I didn't know you then, Kristen.
Yeah, I know, baby. We were together then.
Yeah, but I didn't find a group that I felt comfortable enough to share. And so it just dawned on me, I would say the faith part of it. It just came to my mind that I should create a group that I felt women could share and feel comfortable and identify with. And so there was birth Black Women in Infertility.
I love that. I love that. I have goosebumps. You can't see it, but I have goosebumps everywhere because I think, you're such a spiritual person, and in your despair and in your trials and tribulations, right? You were able to hear that whisper, that divine whisper in your ear, like, just have that faith and move through here. And I know you're seeking, and we're gonna, you're gonna be guided, to where you need to be, right? Because
absolutely,
you were brave enough to start this because you knew other women were feeling the same way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I knew that this was a large journey that I was embarking on. And I knew that other women had to be going through the same thing, and that there were other women that looked like me, and although, I couldn't find a group at the time, that I wanted to offer or give what I didn't find for myself at that time. And so, yeah, I did hear that small, still voice in my ear saying, create it.
Do it. We're going to help you. Well, mine wasn't I wasn't as graceful and elegant as you were during your dark day, your dark night of the soul. Because for me, I was like down on the bathroom floor crying, cursing the Lord, saying, you know, where are you? You know, you abandoned me, and then getting mad at him and saying, oh no, it's not going down like this.
Right.
You're going to send me my baby and I will commit to serve you. And so after that, I'm like, not asking again. I know you're going to do it. And I think that, you know, that's that part of the faith, right? That's a part of, you know, God taking the wheel and leading you. But it's also having that relationship with God, right? A relationship with spirit or whatever, whoever you refer to that divine source. Yes. And, you know, that brings us to why we're talking about it, because there is such a crisis in every aspect of your life, and physical, mental, spiritual, and your relationships. And that includes your relationship with the divine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when you mentioned just now about, you know, your journey and how you were, you know, you questioned God, like, you know, what's going on? Like, you're going to give me my baby. And I remember saying the same things, like, this is so innate to be a mother. And, you know, how can something so innate and so, feminine and something that speaks so much to being a woman, how can it be you know, kept away from me? How can I be deprived from it? And I remember questioning God too, like, am I a bad person? And it's really hard too when you are a person of faith. Like, I'm also a minister, and so I remember feeling like, you know, I can't tell people that I'm struggling this much in my faith with becoming a mother or believing God for becoming a mother. So, you know, I found myself struggling in silence, you know, suffering in silence, as they say, you know, and just asking God, like, why, you know, why am I going through this, you know? So,
well, you know what? At the time, I read a book from Mother Teresa. And in the book, she talked about feeling the same things that we're talking about, and how she felt so disconnected to Jesus, and how she felt like she had this internal torture. And I remember reading that book and thinking, well, man, look at her, you know?
I know.
and I think for you, like, you know, having that shame about, here you are, like a leader and ministering, and then still having this internal conflict, right, with this relationship. And it just, you know, for me, it just reminded me, like, I'm human here, having this human experience. Absolutely. With this intimate relationship with the divine, but I can still have these moments of doubt, right? I can still have these moments of rattled and anger and shame and judging. Like, absolutely. Man, I judge God a lot.
Absolutely. Because having faith does not disclude you from trials and tribulations and struggles in life. You know, you don't get a pass because you have faith, but it also grew me in my faith because I had to believe God like never before. I had to put on my big girl panties and like really seek God for, one, just emotional stability and encouragement in life. And then two, believe him that he is who he says he is. And he's going to do it. Right. You know, it's in your word. You said you're going to do it. So I hold you to it.
Yeah. I'm commanding. I was like, command God. But you know what I learned, and it's taken me a long time to really understand this, is you know, peeling the onion to the core feeling. And I can't imagine the pressure on you. I can just feel it, that, you know, here you are, this working woman ministering, having those feelings of, like, I felt like almost fraudulent a little bit. Like, how can I be doing this, but inside feeling this, right? And so when I peeled the onion, and I'm still working on this feeling of powerlessness, like feeling powerlessness, and then going into that feeling and finding the divine in the powerlessness.
Absolutely.
And that's my practice now. Like, when I feel that powerlessness, like, I have no options. I have no choice. That's what the feeling is, right? I don't know how I'm going to get out of this.
Right.
I really practice that faith in the powerlessness and know I go into it and say, Lord Jesus, I know you're here with me.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to help you. I'm just going to help me find you in this sense of powerlessness. And then it's almost like you get this, acceptance of this powerlessness, and the sheer princess of power comes back.
That's right. Exactly.
You feel that powerlessness, and then, you just don't exile it, right? You don't push it away and kind of say, that's what I am. I'm powerless now, damn it.
That's right. Hey, there have been those moments. But no, I absolutely, like you just said, I mean, as you were speaking, I went back to when I did feel a little bit fraudulent. I felt like I was not living the life, or I was not practicing what I said to other people. As a minister, I would encourage people and say, hold on and believe God for your promise and the answers. And then in my private time, I would say to God and I love that I know now that I can come to him just as I am. And I would say, God, you hurt me. I'm hurting right now. I don't feel you, know.
And that's the words Mother Teresa used. I don't feel you.
I don't feel you. You feel far away from me.
Yes.
And that, I'm telling your people one thing, and I myself am going through, and then you start to like go down your list, like I'm serving and I'm praying.
I'm going to justify my anger to you, and you're going to hear it.
All the steps of grief.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. So I too, I really questioned who I was. It was a whole identity struggle, actually. It's like, who am I? if I'm not practicing what I'm saying, and on top of that, I'm not becoming a mother, and I'm a woman. This is so innate to me.
I felt like I was taken out by the knees. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And the whole thing. I'll tell you a story. I always have these awesome goddess cards. I don't think we were just together at the fertility, and we have our friends, our tribe.
Yes.
And then
let me get mine in the camera.
Yay! Our tribe.
I love this bracelet. This was such a genius idea, Kristen. I love you for allowing this opportunity to create my own fertility bracelet. I always wanted one.
I love that you have it on, because for me, like in those moments, like when my faith is rattled a little bit, just having something physical to hold on or touch or say, oh yeah, it's going to be okay. I have all these people behind you, because, it's invisible. It's, the spiritual connection, we feel it, and, we can feel it in our body or whatever, but it's invisible. And on those days that you are challenged a little bit, having your tribe behind you and your bracelet. Woo!
Yes, ma'am. One of the wonderful things that you offered was the pregnant woman. I don't know if it'll get in the frame right. Yeah, I think I see it on yours too. And that is such a wonderful reminder to me that this will be my reality. This will be my present, my now, my future. So I thank you so much for that. Yeah.
Oh, well, that was all of us coming together to do it. But you know what? She represents the energy in that chakra. She represents that powerful energy that we are.
Yes.
That's so amazing. What I wanted to talk about, it fluttered away. But going along with the representation, right? I was giving a presentation, a workshop at a clinic, and this woman came in, and I think I've told the story before, but I'll go quickly. And she came in and she was just distraught. Yeah. She was just distraught, and I could sense it. And when I was talking, I went to her first and I said, why don't you pick a goddess card?
Yes.
And these are all like divine, women. And I love, there's always Kuan Yin. And she said she wasn't really practicing her faith. And she, on the way, and we all, why I want to say this is because we've all had that moment in the car alone.
Yeah.
Having that moment of, why have you forsaken me? Like, what is going on, right? And so she was driving there. She was an attorney. And she's having this conversation with Mother Mary. And she's lambasting with Mother Mary and saying, I need a sign.
Yes.
I need a sign.
Oh, yeah.
And so she comes into the clinic and I'm speaking, and I could sense her. So I gave her the stack of the goddess cards. And I said to her, go ahead, pick one, and we're going to share.
Yeah.
Well, she picks the Mother Mary card.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
And then it was like the deer in the headlight. Like it was such a change from her, and she left.
Line, yeah.
And she left the workshop, and then the next day I get this email. She's like, "I am so sorry." She told me what I just told you. Like, had that mental breakdown, had the spiritual breakdown. Was talking to Mother Mary, saying, how can I be not a mother, and where are you as the divine mother? And she goes, and I picked the Mother Mary card.
Yeah.
And she goes, and I couldn't even hear you. And I said, you weren't supposed to, honey. Mother Mary just used me to get to you, and I'm glad you left. You know?
That's right. That's so awesome. What you just said really speaks to how I feel in my group. I feel like even though to this day, I'm still going through my fertility journey. I have not become a mother yet, but I feel like God is using me even in my journey to encourage others. And it's not about me. It's not, it's not what I'm supposed to do. I'm just supposed to be a vessel, to be used at that moment to encourage them to continue on and believe God and hold on to their faith and hope, so that resonated with me.
Well, I got goosebumps because what you do for the people in the group is, and I do that with, with my one-on-one coaching in groups, is that sometimes you lose your faith. Sometimes you do. And it's okay. It's okay to have a momentary gap. And I love what you have done, because you become the container of faith for them.
Oh.
You become the container of hope and the container of grace. And I use the line, like I just had a client say to me, I don't have faith. I know, it's not going to work and whatever. And I'm like, you take that time. You feel that, and I'm going to hold all that faith and hope for you. And when you're ready for it, you call me, and I'm going to give it to you.
Awesome.
Because I'm just going to hold it in my container for you until you can take it, accept it. And that's what you just did by your sorrow. You created this. You manifested this group.
Thank you.
As a container. And you never know God's plan. Maybe he just needs you to do this a little bit more.
Yeah. Thank you, Kristen.
Maybe he just needs you just a little bit more to love this group. And then because, when you're a mom, your attention and energy will be needed in other places. Maybe there's one more woman he just needs you to help. And then before you know it.
Yes.
You're going to be on the other end of it.
Thank you so much. You're so awesome. Thank you. Oh, I needed that, but yes.
That's what I think about. I'm thinking like, okay, maybe there's just one more person that I need to touch before something happens, or you know what I mean? You don't know what's going on, how the universe is conspiring for your favor, right?
Yes.
So if you had to offer one tip within your group, and then we'll kind of wrap it up, what would you say to someone who's at that point, that is feeling that, like we both felt? Yes. Like, where are you?
Right. So as we said, the first tip I would offer them is, first, I would assure them that what they're feeling is absolutely okay. It's okay that you're not okay right now. You know, you don't have to overly mask it or hide it. Just sitting that the fact that you're not okay right now, and just, pour out, because there's healing in your tears too, and there's healing in your pain. I did an article a while ago, and it says my pain has a purpose. There's a purpose for all of this that you're going through. So just stay there a minute. Don't try to rush through it.
Right.
And then the next tip, I would say that when you're ready, seek help. If we had all the answers, we wouldn't stay as long in pain as we are at times. So seek help, seek professional help, seek, if you are a person of faith, seek leaders and elders and pastors, wherever you go, seek the leaders in your faith. And I think those would be the two biggest things that I would say. One, don't rush through it. It's okay to not be okay. And then second, seek help. You don't have to stay there. Yeah, there are people that God has appointed to help you. That's why we're all here.
That's why we're here. We are. You don't see us. We're all behind you, and we got it. We got your back. We know you.
That's right.
We know you. You follow in our footsteps, but don't step where we stepped. That wasn't the right step, or
right.
cause more pain or whatever. But well, you're so amazing, and you're just such a light in the world, and I'm so grateful we got to be together in person and hang out and do this. And how would people find you if they wanted to? Of course, it'll be under the video, but if someone was like, I need to talk to you right now.
Absolutely. I'm such an open book. Like, I tell the women in my group, like, if you need to inbox me, you can. If you need to call me, my number's public on Facebook. But my main group is Black Women in Infertility Facebook group. It's a group of 230 women. You can, click the button to join the group. You can reach me there. You can reach me as Shervonne Coney on Facebook. And then our main email is blackwomenandinfertility@gmail.com.
I love you, honey.
Love you, Kristen. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you. You are a blessing.
My God. Bye, honey.